Hi guys, I'm Shreya and this is Decoding Code. In this video, we will be going over the bit of code that I wrote in last week's video. So if you haven't watched that yet, go over there, head over there and watch that. But in this video, we'll be going over that and kind of picking it apart and understanding what could be improved. And through that, we'll understand methods more and just making your code more efficient and also just better for the user and for you. So yeah, let's go. So let's look at my code really quick. Here I've just gotten two numbers from the user, but this could be improved. See, in this try-catch statement, I put all of this code in here, and basically this low num and high num is repeating itself, and if one of these is wrong or if there's an error in just the lowest number, then the highest number will also have to be repeated by the user. So I would like to fix that and I would like to make it more efficient. So I have improved on it and I'll go over that with you now. So here I have a method, and before getting the input from the user and then putting it into an integer, those were two separate steps for the two separate variables and inputs from the user. But now by using a method, I don't have to repeat myself twice, or in a different case it could have been 20 times. And so I can kind of reuse this method for both of those variables. So here I have my method getUserNumber, and I'm gonna take a string message. I'm putting my boolean error to false, and I'm doing a do while loop and a try-catch statement because I want to catch if it's not an input, and I want to keep doing it until it is an input that is an integer. So here I'm gonna ask for the message, and in this case it would be like hello, enter the number, and then I'm gonna try inputting the number and then returning that number. And then if I catch anything, error becomes true, and then if error is true, then we have to do it all over again. So it's pretty simple, but it can save a lot of lines, and it's way more efficient than typing all of this out twice. And also the bonus is that if I do this for each of my variables, then if something goes wrong with one of them, I don't have to type in both again. So I have this method and I'm returning 0 because otherwise if I don't, it'll just throw me an error over here because it wants me to return an integer. So I'm gonna just stick that back in there. And now what we're doing is public side void main blah blah blah. So I have my integer sum and my double average. So here I'm making an object of that class over here so I can use and access this method. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the method, and the message that I'm going to put is please enter the lower number and put that into the integer low num, and then please enter the higher number, put that into integer high num. Now, what if high num was less than low num? Now, for these things that we're doing down here, high num would actually have to be higher than the lowest num. So I'm assuming that they still want the sum and average between these two numbers. So if high num is less than low num, then what I'm gonna do is I'm basically just gonna swap them. We already know how to do this. We make a variable for low num, put low num as high num, and then high num as that variable that we just saved. Now we have successfully gotten the lowest num and the highest num, and then sorted out if high num was lower than the lowest num. And now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna get the sum and the average of these two numbers, because all of this was just for getting those two numbers and having them okay and everything like that. So here I'm just getting the sum and I'm going through each of the numbers and then adding it to the variable sum. So I make an integer difference, and then that difference is basically how many numbers are between those two numbers, and then the average is the sum divided by the difference. We know this, basically just the mean. And I casted it like that because Otherwise, it would default to an integer and then throw me an error saying that the double average can't be an integer or something like that. What we do is we print out the sum and the average, because that is what this code was all about. But yeah, we just made it a lot more efficient by making this method, and it has made me realize even more. During the process of this video, I have kind of realized that is the importance of methods, because you can reuse them multiple times and you don't have to type out all of your code more than once. I did actually make some videos, I think, on methods, so if you want to check those out as well, you can go over there if you want to learn more about methods. And yeah, this is just going through your code, making sure it's more efficient, and this actually made it better, because before, if you put something like G in as the lowest number, then it would make you input the highest number again as well. If you enter the lowest number, it's okay, and then you enter the highest number, it's bad. Before, you would have to input the lowest number again, but now you don't have to, and that's okay. Even though the highest number was less than the lowest number, it's okay because I swapped it in this if statement. So that is it for this video. I hope you learned how to make your code even more efficient, and I hope you learned the importance of methods in your code if you're doing something like this or even more complex than this. I certainly had a lot of fun with this. If you did like it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload. I do upload every week on Mondays, and speaking of which, Super Bowl is going to begin any minute, and I'm actually gonna head over and watch that. So, yeah, well, for you guys, it's Monday, so you already watched it. But I'm gonna go over there and watch it, so I hope you have a good day and a good week. Bye, guys!